Hi, I'm Sam. I think to start off this speech, we should give the administration a huge round of applause. Because let's face it, they're taking a huge leap of faith here. If my Twitter account is any portrait of me, then I'm crude and liable to say something considered politically incorrect if given an audience. I have an audience, so I can already hear the voices in Miss Perrin's, Mrs. Duvall's, Miss Nichols, and Mrs. Dobson's heads. They're thinking, yup, this right here is going to be the downfall of the English department. We are going to lose our jobs because we were the ones who lit this fire. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure where this speech is going to take us, but as my good friend Noah Taylor says, the unaimed arrow never misses. I'm hoping it hits a good target though, but probably like most things in my life, it sounded a lot better in my head. But don't worry, I didn't have too much trouble writing this speech, because I've been plagiarizing things since like kindergarten. But I digress. I'm just joking though, this speech is like 70% original. So if I can please have your attention, I would like to speak some words to you. A little over 13 years ago, we started this journey that has led us to where we are today. Where I am today is sweaty and kind of short on breath. But I guess where it started was kindergarten or first grade. We all remember that first day and how neat we all were. I remember my first day. I was convinced in my own head that school just wasn't really my thing. I think the jury is still out on that one, to be honest. I still get that feeling, like where is the silver lining to this madness? I guess today is the silver lining. I thought it'd be way different when I graduated high school. I was sure my rap career would have picked up by now, but that didn't really pan out. Honestly, I still feel like that kid. I do have a lot more facial hair now, though, so that's something. I promised myself I wouldn't use a quote to lead into a point. So here's a quote from rapper and philosopher Asher Roth. I couldn't really tell you what I learned from school, but I could tell you a story or two. Although the morals of the song I obtained this quote from are questionable by some, I think Mr. Roth makes a good point. If all we have learned in high school can be summed up in a state-mandated lesson plan, then we haven't really learned anything at all, have we? I'm going to share with you two of the most important lessons I've learned in my 18 years. And I think everyone can learn from this, not just the graduates. The hardest lesson I've learned in my 18 years on this planet is the utter importance of having compassion for my fellow human beings. And this is not to say I'm perfect. This is something I work at every day, and I often fail at. The most divine thing you can do as a person is to try to understand. Open your mind to another school of thought. Don't open your mind so far that your brain falls out, but don't be so quick to judge another person's viewpoint just because it isn't the norm. If someone is kind, regardless of who they are, you should have no choice but to respect them. Kindness is something that shines through any outfit or appearance. Whether you are black or white, Hindu or Christian, prefer apples or oranges, green crayons or blue crayons, you deserve to be respected. Despite popular belief, no one knows everything. Not even me. This is a hard pill for everyone to swallow, I think. You should take pride in your beliefs because they are what make you an individual. But to say that your lifestyle is the only truly virtuous lifestyle is ignorance in its most blatant form. Arrogance in one's own ideals and close-mindedness in the face of change are two things that are significantly hampering the pursuit of peace. If everyone in the world, when faced with someone who is different, would say, hey, maybe your beliefs aren't the same as mine, but they are valuable too, so let's find a way to coexist, then we wouldn't have half the conflicts we do today. If you have compassion for your fellow human beings and put yourself in other people's shoes, you will find college and life in general a lot easier to navigate. Love and acceptance are universal. They transcend the barriers of race, religion, and class and should be unaffected by the inconvenience of circumstance. Compassion for others is important, but equally important is having compassion for ourselves. Loving what you see in the mirror when you wake up in the morning can be hard. We all have imperfections and insecurities. I have more than a lot of people, but I will never apologize for them. I will never get a perfect on my ACT, I will never go to Harvard, and I will never get a varsity letter. But hey, I'm fine with that. Call it cocky, call it arrogant, call it whatever you want really, but I love every single thing about me. Strive to be great, but don't forget to appreciate how amazing we all already are. We have no reason not to love who we are. For as the great doctor said, today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is newer than you. Success, whether you find it in college or wherever your life takes you, isn't going to be easy. Cakewalks aren't real life. And although it may seem like some people have it easy, we all have things behind the scenes that we are dealing with. Whenever I get knocked down by life and start becoming despondent, I think back to my all-time favorite quote. This quote means everything to me. And one thing I look forward to in life is sharing it with my kids so that they can feel the comfort that it gives me. It's a quote from a writer named Daniel Handler. Daniel says, "At times, the world may seem like a sinister place, but believe us that there is much more good in it than bad. All you have to do is look hard enough. And what might seem to be a series of unfortunate events may in fact be the first steps to a journey." Well, class of 2014, I hope your journeys are fantastic. I know mine has been so far, thanks in large to you. I have seen firsthand the competence and ability of all of you. If you want to achieve something, the only thing standing in your way is you. Before I thank the numerous people that deserve it, I'd like to give a small shout out to a very special guy named Hunter Barr. And he's not going to stand up. He told me, yeah, there he is, he's waving. Hunter went to South Putnam his entire life up until his senior year when he moved to Mississippi. He recently finished up high school in Mississippi and went on a 2-month expedition in the mountains of Colorado. Happy graduation, H. Barr. You've taught me so much in the last 3 years of being your friend. I learn from you every day, and you mean the world to me. Never change. To close this speech, I want to thank some people for helping me along the way. I want to thank Mr. Puckett for opening up his office to me this year. He really showed his flexibility with all different kinds of kids, because let's just say I'm not as prototypical as PP. Oh, and thanks for keeping the candy basket well stocked. If you at any time thought you may have had to purchase more candy this year than in years past, well, let's just say I did my freshman 15 a few months early. I also really want to thank Mr. Wildman for giving me all the tools and info I needed to go to college. Mr. Wildman has been tirelessly serving this school and community for longer than anyone can remember, and is truly an inspiration for all of us to be better people. I'd like to thank the front office homies for being welcoming to me this year. You guys were a chill bunch of people, I have to say. And now I especially want to thank my amazing, no, stupendous teachers. You all have taught me so much and showed me that the classroom doesn't have to be a stress-filled environment. You really are the keys to our future, and your influence cannot be understated. I don't even really have a joke for you guys, because as I stand here today, I know I couldn't have been who I am today without you. You all are truly my role models, and I hope to make you proud, or at least not proud. I also really want to thank my amazing parents for putting up with me for 18 years. I love you guys. Don't ever stop loving me. As Garfield said, love me, feed me, never leave me. Oh, and send money. And finally, I want to thank all of you, my fellow graduates, being the coolest bunch of people this side of the Putnam County line.